Number 10, Seeking Fun, who'd sat off them all of the way and certainly had its chance. 14, 5 and 10. The winner's going to pay around $12.30 and $3.40, $2.40 for Blue Danzig and $1.90 for Seeking Fun. It's the 4-year-old mare's first start since August. Her previous first up form had seen her win and also run second, each of them at Sandown. She really has produced a big finishing burst to take out the race in the time of 58.5. Well, Grey Reach.
And a good tip around for Ballyninsky. It's firmed into 16.20. The favourite for the race is Brief Promise, 250, but very, very short. Very short indeed for her. She's going to need speed, and there's not a real lot of pace. Town Hall may go forward here. Ballyninsky can go forward. Baroncelli would take a sit behind them. And Sunhaze Elite Trooper do have the ability to go forward at the start if they desire. And they're all set now. 1900 metres, the starter is on his platform. Sunhaze just a bit fidgety. The gates open. Prophet's Kiss dawdled out of the stalls, was a conspicuous last to hit the ground, and Ballyninsky on the fence, and Kai Tusa showing speed today. So Kai Tusa is going to go to the front from Ballyninsky. Baroncelli was third. Town Hall fourth, the fence from Elite Trooper. Prophet's Kiss going forward, back the fence Sunhaze, and Brief Promise now at the tail of the field. It was a lacklustre show of speed in the early stages, and Kai Tusa is just rolling along. Inside the 1600 metres mark, he moved clear to lead by 2.5 Baroncelli, Ballyninsky. Prophet's Kiss is out on a limb 3 wide, and York is striding her around the outside. 1 back Town Hall. 1.5 Sunhaze, the stablemate Elite Trooper, and Brief Promise last, a further 2 lengths astern. Well and truly down the back at the 1300 metres mark, and the front runner Kai Tusa by over a length on Prophet's Kiss. She's having no luck in the run. Third is Baroncelli, then Ballyninsky the fence. They were followed behind those by Town Hall, Sunhaze Elite Trooper, and 2 lengths to Brief Promise. Coming up to the 1,000 metres pole, and Kai Tusa in charge. Leading 3/4 of a length on Prophet's Kiss, now a clear second. 1 back Town Hall, but he's 3 deep. Baroncelli the centre, Ballyninsky the back of the speed, 5th on the rail. 1 length Sunhaze. Elite Trooper around it, and 2 lengths away to Brief Promise. She'll have one final crack at them and come possibly to the outside as they turn the bend. Coming up to the 600 metres mark, and the front runner still Kai Tusa. Prophet's Kiss 3/4 of a length away. Town Hall is third outside Ballyninsky. Sunhaze inside of Baroncelli, who spat the bit. Coming wide Elite Trooper, and Prophet's Kiss easing to the outside and is coming around them. In the home straight, 400 to go. Kai Tusa in front. Prophet's Kiss 3/4 away, looming up. 2 lengths Ballyninsky, Town Hall, and Brief Promise pull to the outside and is starting to hit top gear and charge. They've reached the 250. Kai Tusa in front. Prophet's Kiss on terms, and Brief Promise is coming hard. Brief Promise at the 100 moved up to Prophet's Kiss. Prophet's Kiss is headed off by Brief Promise. Brief Promise put a nose in front. Prophet's Kiss is kicking again. Prophet's Kiss lifted, and after being headed, I felt, has come back. Prophet's Kiss a nose on the line to Brief Promise. Kai Tusa was third from Ballyninsky, Town Hall, Baroncelli. Sunhaze and Elite Trooper ran last. Well, just as Brief Promise looked all over a winner when she loomed up on the outside, that long, hard, sustained run started to tell, and Prophet's Kiss, Brian York, who rode the previous winner for John Size, I believe, has beaten the Size stable into second position. Here we go to the line. Brief Promise lunging at Prophet's Kiss, but Prophet's Kiss clings on, and 3 is first, Prophet's Kiss, from 1 Brief Promise, and 3rd Kai Tusa. So ridden upside down today, Prophet's Kiss. She's been dawdling out of the gate and getting a long way back in the field, but she has prevailed from Brief Promise, who I'm sure got in front at about the 100 metres mark, maybe a fraction under that, and 3rd to Kai Tusa. Numbers confirmed, 3, 1 and 4. The winner of the race, Prophet's Kiss, a 4-year-old chestnut mare by Nadeem, trained by Ron Quinton and ridden by Brian York over Brief Promise, Len Beasley, Kai Tusa, Brent Stanley after the 5th race from Rosehill Gardens.
Okay, great finish there. Prophet's Kiss just hanging on over Brief. Have them right. Dacos favourite, but they've backed 1, 7 and 8 in the race. Go with the flow, very steady in the market as well. So it's pretty open, really. Set and racing. New Trader out fairly on the inside. Blazing Sun was away in a hurry, and Dacos jumped well. Mustang Red goes forward, and Storm Rebel is hunting forward from an outside gate as they settle into stride. Go with the Flow has got back there with Gold and Sarif as they make their run up towards the turn. New Trader got hampered a little there as now the toppy went down to the rail. Storm Rebel to lead. Blazing Sun 1.5 lengths away second. New Trader on the fence is third. Mustang Red is 3/4 away fourth. 1.5 lengths to Dacos fifth and 2. to Count Venetian, followed by Go With The Flow and Golden Seraph, last of the 8 by the 1,000 metres. Storm Rebel is the leader, making his way out to the bottom turn. Leads a length and a half. Blazing Sun is second. A length and a half away, New Trader on the inside of Mustang Red, and then Dacos on the inside of Count Venetian. And a further 2 lengths break in the field. Go With The Flow, who's on the inside of Golden Seraph. Storm Rebel made the turn at the 800, leading by about a half to 3/4 now on Blazing Sun. A length and a half to Mustang Red. New Trader on the fence as Count Venetian starts a run. Dacos is next, and then further 2 lengths away as Go With The Flow. And Golden Seraph not travelling well under the whip and last. Storm Rebel's been running them along, and he leads by a length and a half. Mustang Red, Blazing Sun gone, then Count Venetian. Dacos getting to the outside, and then Go With The Flow. Around the turn, Storm Rebel, can he run the trip? He's 2 lengths to Mustang Red, Count Venetian and Dacos as they corner. And Storm Rebel's kicked away on Count Venetian, and then Dacos on the outside from Go With The Flow. Storm Rebel at the 100, he's 2 lengths in front. Mustang Red tries hard. Storm Rebel, he's getting tight on the line, but he'll see it through it well enough. And Storm Rebel beat Mustang Red, 2 lengths Dacos, and then Count Venetian. Go With The Flow, a long break, Blazing Sun. New Traders finished right at the tail end of the field, and last to finish was Golden Seraph. An all-the-way win for number 1, Storm Rebel, ridden by Brad Ruwilla. He ran the trip out very, very solidly today. He'd had 2 cracks at it before for placings, but he's won this race quite impressively. Form behind Slavonic was good, and he's lived right up to it with a strong on-pace win there to pay $5 and $1.70 on Super Tab. Mustang Red, a handy second, just his second run back in from a spell. Hasn't won for a while, but that was a handy effort. And a third to number 3, Dacos. Settled back in the field, but he really didn't produce a big finishing burst. They ran along a bit of time there, 136.2, but it's been a front-running effort by Storm Rebel on a track that is showing no bias either way. Great effort there with 58 kilos, well rated by Brad Ruwilla. Came home in 36.5, 25 even, and 13 even. And
Natural Rain 50, Raffler is at 12, and then further over to Space Age, the fave, 240, and Empire of the Sun, 21. They are getting set there, as the winner is back there at Ascot after the first. Now 9 to beat 2 there from Terry. They are moving them up, so let's take you back to Terry Bailey for the running of race 6.
Perfect timing, Chris, as Empire of the Sun moves in and takes up his spot in the gate. Here's Mastery moving in. Just dropping back in distance a little bit, Mastery, 1,500 today, 1,600 last time out. And before that it was 2,400 metres. He comes up now, Space Age, who is the ruling favourite, has been well back to win the race. In fact, he's very, very good tip here on track at 240. He moves in, Space Age. Thank you, Richie, as we get set for the running of race number 6 of the day. Space Age is the short price favourite here at $2.40. He carries the black white horse shoes, hoop sleeves and checked cap. Corey Brown aboard. He's by Sky Chase, the stallion that produced the Great Saintly. And he's a pronounced favourite. Now, Natural Rain moving in. Here's Silver Waves coming up. The 3-year-old Equiver about to move in. And that will leave the other grey Raffler to come forward. Space Age at $2.40 on the New South Wales TAB. Equiver $6.20. Smart Attack $6.60. Boke the Queenslander at $7.10. So the line is set. The Franklin gates are filled. 1,500 metres. The starter is on his platform and they're all set and about to jump. Starter right to the top rung of the ladder. Checks the timepiece. All is ready. Picks up the button. They balance up and they're racing. Boke stumbled out of the gates, was a clear last to go. Mastery came out very quickly and he's hunting for the front from Smart Attack, Space Age and Equiver in the cerise colours wide out going forward. Silver Waves and the other grey Raffler tearing around the outside from Empire of the Sun on the fence from Natural Rain, and 2 lengths to Boke. Sorting themselves out and Equiver's moved up outside Mastery. At the 1100 metres mark, Mastery just in front of the quiver. 2 lengths away, third Raffler. Space Age on the fence. 1 back is Smart Attack. Silver Waves next. 2 lengths to Empire of the Sun, Natural Rain and Boke. These leaders are carving out pretty good fractions coming down the side. At the 800 metres mark, and Mastery just in front of a quiver with Raffler 1 away third. And Space Age is perfectly poised on the inside. 1 back is Smart Attack on the inside of Silver Waves from Natural Rain, Empire of the Sun and Still Boke last. I would guess about 8 lengths away from Mastery. Coming up to the home bend, 500 metres to go. Mastery in front, and he's run them along too. Leading 3/4 on a quiver off the bit and chasing. Wide out Raffler, 2 lengths to Space Age. He'll have to stoke him up now, Brown. Then Silver Wave, Smart Attack, Natural Rain, Boke to the outside. 300 to go. Mastery in front. Raffler trying hard to get on terms. Space Age cuts back to the inside looking for a run. Then a quiver, Smart Attack and Boke, but Mastery's in front. Now Space Age is out and dashing. Mastery a half 3/4 in front, but Space Age is mowing him down. Boke late on the scene. Favourite takes the front 20 out, and he's too good for them. Space Age wins a long neck to Mastery in the fast finishing Boke. Smart Attack was next, then Raffler a quiver, Silver Waves, Empire of the Sun and Natural Rain last in.
Big win to the favourite Space Age, 240, 130 from Mastery and 3 Boke. And of course the 6th at Rose Hill today, brought to you by the Rooty Hill RSL Club.
And Space Age at 240 and 130 has finished too well to score. That's a winning double for Corey, is it not? No, that's his first win for the day. Neville McBurney, the trainer. Mastery's run a very gallant race. He really set a good speed and kept going, fighting on particularly well, and Boke is crying out for something longer than the 1500 metres. He walked out of the gate, showed absolutely no speed, but he was finishing the race off in a very dour fashion on the outside, and he gets third. 9, 1 and 3 have been confirmed by the judge. Nice type of a horse. He's only lightly raced. He's had 6 starts. New Zealand bred by Sky Chase out of the Vice Regal mare Regal Joe, raced by Invas, Miss A. Byrne, A. Papadopoulos and P. Moylan. Connections that have had a great deal of success with the Neville McBurney stable. And of course, praise indeed a horse that comes to mind that they've raced, and Corey Brown, the winning rider. Mastery, a gallant second, Hugh Bowman, and third prize to Boke, ridden by Len Beasley, 128.85, last 600 metres, 34.94 after the 6th race of the day.
Alrighty, thanks Terry, and a good win it was too to the favourite well-back Space Age. Now here comes the divs. The winner, Space Age, 240, 130, 1 Mastery, 240, and 3 Boke at 210. Quinella, 10.10. Trifecta, 9, 1 and 3, $74 there.
And they're off and racing at Moonee Valley, and now one of the first out, Super Force on the outside. Real Time got away well, and so did Pimba down on the inside, who's driving up in the yellow cap. Just behind them is Orland over on the outside of Rustic Mist, and they're followed by Blair Catrack. A long break in the field then to the tail enders, Emerald of Fire and Box along. Super Force outside Pimba. They're the leaders, 800 to run. Real Time 2 lengths away on the outside of Rustic Mist, and then Orland being followed by Blair, 2 lengths to Catrack, 3 lengths to Emerald of Fire and Box along as they went down the side. Super Force with a nose in front. Over on the inside is Pimba, and Real Time is outside them, followed by Orland, who's coming about 4 wide. In behind them Blair, Rustic Mist and Catrack, with a gap to the outsiders coming near to the turn, and Super Force, who's been one off the rail, the narrow leader. Out after him is Real Time, and the 2 favourites have raced away from the rest of them. Orland in third over on the outside, followed further back in the field by Blair, but these two together, Super Force tackled by Real Time, who hasn't been let go at the top of the straight now. Down the running, and Darren Gauci goes for Real Time. Super Force tries to kick back. Real Time is a neck clear, will draw clear though, and Mark Menavidi takes out the daily double. Real Time beats Super Force. 4 lengths away is Catrack, and a photo ahead of Orland, and then Blair. They're followed further back in the field then by Pimba. A long break Rustic Mist, trailed in by Emerald of Fire, and a bad last Box along. Number 3 is the winner, Real Time, written by Darren Gauci. Gives the Gauch a double. He's shared that with trainer Mark Minervini, who scored with Dan Inkling in the 5th race. Number 3, Real Time. He could be the real thing, this guy. That was a very impressive win. He was trapped a little wide, just off the speed, but he strolled up to Super Force, who's no slouch, and Gauci gave him a nice, easy time in the last little bit, and he's won the race impressively. This was a toe in the water for the Minervini team just to find out what kind of horse they've got. They're going to put him away in the Spelling paddock for a brief rest and then come back for the Adelaide Carnival, and you'll be seeing him in action in Queensland as well. in the race. He's been 3 times to the races. He's won them all. He keeps learning. A very impressive big chestnut gelding by Desert Sun, the sire of Sunline. And he's out of a straight strike mare, and he just keeps on getting better and better. I think that was a very, very impressive win, written by Darren Gauci. Superforce up on the pace all the way. Good, tough fighting second. And third, well beaten, number 8, Cat Rack. 3, 2 and 8. Quaddy will pay around $1,736 on 1, 1 and 3. Good win there. He's
a protest and they're racing. Alpine Express out wide on the track, came out of the gates flying. He'll go to the front from Go the Grey. Inauguration jumped well with Batwing, Georgie Boy and Celestial Choir easing to be in 6th position from Highest Caliber, Yellow King. Alzabana getting back and 2 lengths to Mr. Squill. Well, the Queensland 3-year-old colt found the fence, Alpine Express at the 900. He went clear from the top weight, Go the Grey. Batwing 3 wide. Georgie Boy getting a lovely camp on the inside. 3/4 Inauguration, Celestial Choir, Highest Caliber, Yellow King, Alzabana. And 2 lengths to Mr. Squill. The very heavily backed Alpine Express at the 600 metres mark in front of Go the Grey, with Batwing doing it tough. Georgie Boy on the fence. Inauguration between runners and Celestial Choir going forward but deep. Highest Caliber 4th last, the fence from Yellow King. Mr. Squill pulled to the outside and Elzabana last. Alpine Express in front, Batwing 3 out, Go the Grey the centre. 2 lengths away, Georgie Boy, Inauguration, and Old Celestial Choir starting to wind up. Alpine Express in front, Batwing's on term, Celestial Choir. Georgie Boy got cut out badly. Highest Caliber late and Yellow King down the centre. Batwing in front of Celestial Choir. Celestial Choir and Highest Caliber. Highest Caliber after Celestial Choir, who went through, grabbed the lead. Very tight. Celestial Choir, Highest Caliber, nearly a dead heat. 3rd prize, Batwing, out wide, Yellow King and Georgie Boy still looking for a run. Alpine Express next from Making Ground, Mr. Squill, Go the Grey. Inauguration and Elzabana last in. I'm not too sure here. I'm not too sure. I thought the inside was going to hang on, but the outside Highest Caliber's lunged right on the line. No, I just don't know. There's nothing between the pair. Here we go with the low angle. And maybe the outside. Maybe Highest Caliber, but it is very, very tight. It's either number 8, and 8 has got there. Number 8's got there. Highest Caliber in the last stride from Celestial Choir 6. And 3 Batwing finishing 3rd. It was a great contest, a terrific ride by Brad Pengelly. Boy, he's an underrated rider, Brad Pengelly. Doesn't get the opportunities he deserves. He rode this horse a treat to win in previous runs, going back 3 starts back at Wyong. Reunited with the horse today, and at $14.20 and $4 has got under the guard of most punters, a drifter in the betting.
Good win that, Highest Caliber, and he just got there over Celestial Choir and Batwing. There at Moonee Valley, there's 612 official now, Gold Coast, and Citronella all the rage in the last over No Mystery, Yangtze River, and you've got Mrs. Bentley, Thursday's Child and Musical Chimes. Kembla will follow, Bowlong Road and Expert at 10s, Tread the Board 610. All Talent 570, Onslow Place at 220 is the favourite, Wobbly Boot 520. That's 5 minutes off. Tips there from Kev, 417. Okay, this is the last of the valley as we take you back to Greg Miles.
Clear favourite here, Chris, is number 6, Citronella, written by Nash for a winner. His brother Brad won race 6 on Storm Rebel. Previous race won by Real Time. Lofty heights have been set for it. The Cox Plate, the eventual aim after the South Australian Carnival. Off they go in the last now. And Nakuma began well down on the inside. Royal Centurac got away. Citronella jumped nicely in the first few early. Going forward, Senya Sira and Coco is up there too as they run through the first 200. Senya Sira the inside and Coco lead Nakuma. Citronella gets into a lovely place, the favourite, 4th on the outside. 2 lengths Royal Centurac, a length and a half Thursday's Child outside Mrs. Bentley, followed by Yangtze River, No Mystery, Perforate and 2 Musical Chimes in the back. And the pace right on here, Senya Sira the inside and Coco about 3 lengths in front of Nakuma, 2.5 lengths Citronella, a further 2.5 behind them Royal Centurac, and then Thursday's Child outside Mrs. Bentley, and they're followed by No Mystery on the inside of Yangtze River, Perforate next to last, and Musical Chimes whip them in. Well strung out by the 800, and Senior Syrah made play a length and a half on Coco. Nakuma third, Citronella fourth, has had a beautiful run. Mrs. Bentley gets up on the inside, and there's Yangtze River taking off at the school to join the leading pack. They're really bunching up now. Then No Mystery to the outside with Perforators. They came near to the turn. Senior Syrah is being pressed by Nakuma, Citronella and Yangtze River, a line of 4, and deeper out is Perforator. No Mystery is just behind them, followed by Mrs. Bentley, held up on the fence. Citronella took the lead. Yangtze River's right there with her. Clear of Perforate, No Mystery. Into the straight now, Citronella and Yangtze River cornering in front. Here's Musical Chimes coming down the outside, and the Perforator's coming with it. Yangtze River's in front of Citronella. Yangtze River and neck clear. Musical Chimes flashing home. They hit the line. Yangtze River wins it from Musical Chimes. Citronella third, No Mystery fourth, and then Perforate. A gap Thursday's Child, Mrs. Bentley. A long break Royal Centurac trailed further back in the field by Nakuma, who's towards the tail in company with Coco and Senior Syrah. The two early leaders dropped out at the tail. Yangtze River has finally broken back to the winner's stall. Just her second win from 23 starts. She'd been second 6 times, third 3 times. She kept putting the writing on the wall, and now that she got out to 1,600 metres, she's finally been able to reproduce a victory. Number 9. Yangtze River, who was tried in the betting too. Second goes to number 7, Musical Chimes, making plenty of ground from the back. And third, number 6, Citronella. Well, she had an absolutely perfect run. There couldn't have been any excuses for her. But she's battled on in third position over on the inside. Yangtze River came with a very fast move down the side of the course, so she's kept a pretty long run going. It's been a fine win. First Bailey.
And the dogs are barking Power in Motion, very heavily backed, adjacent at longer odds. Has been well tried. Condotti is an easing favourite, but Power in Motion looked an absolute treat going onto the track. He's had 2 barrier trials, trialled very strongly on both occasions, and the dogs, as I said, are barking for him. He's into 560 in their set. Warwick Farm tomorrow. Gates open, and now Voyager and Steel Point were hesitant at the start. Adjacent only jumped fairly, and he's going back. Moratorium leads the way. Condotti is burning across, and Power in Motion third on the fence. Territorial from Kulnura. Wide out on the track going forward is Star Event. One back Aspire. Now Voyager on the fence from Adjacent and Steel Point. Sorting themselves out, and Condotti found the fence fairly easily to lead by a half length at the 800. Power in Motion is very wide, pushing up the filly Moratorium in the centre. 2 lengths to Kulnura. On the rail is Territorial. Star Event going around the outside. 2 lengths Aspire. Now Voyager Adjacent. And 3 lengths away Steel Point. Condotti travelling on the bit on the bend at the 450, leading the way from Moratorium and Power in Motion. No luck doing it tough. 3 out. Very wide Star Event. Kulnura behind. Horses looking for a run. Territorial the rail. And east to the outside, Adjacent coming with a good run. Munn's full bore, and Condotti responds at the 300. He's in front of Power in Motion by nearly 2 lengths. Down the outside, Adjacent running on. Steel Point the deepest runner, but the favourite shot clear at the 100. Munster sent him for home now, and Condotti roared clear. Adjacent's running on from Power in Motion, but Condotti bolts in. Wins 3 lengths to Adjacent. A great run. Power in Motion a gallant third. Steel Point made up many links in the run. Territorial was behind those, with now Voyager, Kulnura, then Moratorium, Star Event and Aspire last in. Found the lead very easily, Condotti, to give Chris Muntz a winning double, and also Gay Waterhouse. Chris won for Guy Walter with Irish Dapper in the second, and Gay trained Phoenix Park, ridden by Lynn Beasley in the third. And Condotti, Kenny Callender's star bet of the day, roaring clear the last little bit, and has been a mile too good for them. Gee, good run by Adjacent. Second run by this Brief Truce 3-year-old. He's come from a long way back. Power in Motion's had no luck. His run was good. And look at Steel Point on the extreme outside. He dawdled out of the gate. His run was outstanding. So that could be a very good form race. The time is 1:10.67. Last 600 metres, 34 neat. It's 6:10 and 4, 3:40 and 180 Condotti. 3-year-old bay gelding by Bluebird out of the good Victorian mare Road Song. And is raced by Mr. and Mrs. Eddie Boas. Well done, Eddie. And also Mrs. M.A. Lewis and A. Aston, trained by Gay Waterhouse and ridden by Chris Muntz. Second horse Adjacent, 3-year-old bay gelding Brief Truce, John Hawkes, John Marshall, Power in Motion, 3-year-old bay colt Bite the Bullet, Graham Begg and Hugh Bayman. There we have it, superfecta numbers before we go back to the studio. 6, 10, 4, 11, 3 and 1. That's our coverage from Rosehill Gardens. I'll join you all again from Warwick Farm tomorrow, but in the meantime, a very good afternoon, everyone.
Okay.
The event